Hello students, welcome to our class. We have discussed about the complementary angles and supplementary angles. Now let us see another related angles, that is adjacent angles. So which two angles are said to be adjacent? Okay, when we say the angle forms a pair of adjacent. So see here, first see this diagram. In this diagram you can see two angles are formed. We have considered two angles, angle 1 and angle 2. Okay, now after observe this diagram, we get first conclusion is that they have a common vertex. Angle 1 and angle 2 have a common vertex. Okay, see second, that is they have a one common arm. So you can observe that angle 1 and angle 2 have one common arm. These two are non-common arms. Okay, so see what is first observation. First observation is they have common vertex. Second observation is they have a common arm. One common arm. Now see, their non-common arms are on either side of the common arm. So this is our common arm and the non-common arms on the either side of the common arms. Okay. Now see, fourth observation is that angle 1 and angle 2 are placed next to each other. Are placed next to each other. Okay, and fifth observation is that their interiors are separate. So see here, this is interior of angle 1, okay, and this is interior of angle 2. So their interiors are separate. Okay, and the angles which satisfy this property are said to be adjacent. So here angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles. So two when we say the two angles are adjacent, if they have one common vertex, they have one common arm, their non-common arms are on the either side of the common arm, they place next to each other, their interiors are separate. Okay, so such angles are called adjacent angles. So in real life you observe the examples of adjacent angles. See here. So see, when you open, see this figure, when you open a book, it looks like that figure. Okay, and when you open a book, see here, see these angles, angle A and angle B. So here we find a pair of angles. Okay, we find a pair of angles. Now see, they are placed next to each other, they have a common vertex, they have a common arm, their non-common arms are either side of the common arm, their interiors are separate, okay, so they satisfy all the properties. So therefore angle A and angle B are adjacent angle. You take any, if you repeat the pages, then all the angles form are adjacent. Okay, see here, this is a steering wheel of a car. You know, in a steering wheel three angles are formed, 1, 2 and 3. See here, they have common vertex, they place next to each other, their interiors are separate. Okay, so these angles are also satisfy the properties. So therefore these three angles are also adjacent angles. Okay, so in real life you observe such a type of examples of adjacent angles. Now let us see the figure given in your big book. Okay, so see this first figure. In first figure they have given two angles, angle 1 and angle 2, and question is, are the angles marked 1 and 2 are adjacent? Are the angles marked 1 and 2 adjacent? So see here, let us see these angles satisfy the properties of adjacent angles or not. So see, angle 1 and angle 2. Angle 1, this is angle 2. So they are placed next to each other. Okay, their interiors are different, separate. Okay, they have a common vertex, they have a common arm, their non-common arms are on the either side of the common arm. Okay, so this angle 1 angle 2 satisfies all the properties of adjacent angle. So therefore angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles. Okay, see here, here also this is angle 1 and this is angle 2. So see, angle 1 and angle 2 placed next to each other. Again see, they have a common vertex, this is a common vertex. Okay, their interiors are separate, this is interior of angle 1, this is interior of angle 2, interiors are separate. they have one common arm. Their non-common arms, means this and this, are on the either side of the common arm. Okay, so therefore angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent. Now see third figure. In third figure, first of all, they does not place next to each other. You can observe that they are not placed next to each other. Okay, again they don't have a common vertex. So this is a vertex of angle 1 and this is a vertex of angle 2. So they don't have a common vertex. So it does not satisfy two properties out of that four. So directly we can say that these two angles are not adjacent. Okay, so angles in figure 1 and 2 are adjacent, angles in figure 3 are not adjacent. Okay, so I think you understood the concept about adjacent angles. Okay, now let us see this figure. I will draw here. Okay, now see this figure. So here we have to check whether angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent or not. So here this is angle 1, okay, and this is angle 2. So we have to check whether they are adjacent or not. See, what is our first condition is what? They have a common vertex. So see, here angle 1 have this vertex and angle 2 also have this vertex. So they have a common vertex. So first condition is satisfied, that is they have a common vertex. Okay, now see second, they have a common arm. Okay, so let us check they have common arm or not. So see here, this is angle 2. Okay, this is angle 2 and this is angle 1. So you can observe this side is a common arm. So they have a common arm. So it satisfies second condition also. Now third, their non-common arms are on either side of the common arm. So this is common arm and these two are non-common arms. So see, you can observe that these non-common arms are on the same side of the common arm. So this is common arm and these non-common arms are on the same side of common arm. So it does not satisfy third property. Non-common arms are on same side. Okay, here non-common arms are on the same side of the common arm. So it does not satisfy third property. Again fourth, their interiors are separate. So here see, this is the interior of angle 1. Okay, this is the interior of angle 1 and this is hole. This hole is interior of angle 2. So their interiors are mixed. Okay, they are not separate. So it also does not satisfy the fourth property. And why? Because their interiors are mixed. Okay, reasons, I have written reasons here why third and fourth properties are not, conditions are not satisfied. And also see, angle 1 is not placed, they are not placed next to each other, because they are included. Okay, so here three proper conditions are not satisfied. So angle 1 and angle 2 are not adjacent. Okay, so let us first condition, check whether they are placed next to each other. So here first property, they are not placed next to each other, they are included in between. Okay, so angle 1 and angle 2 are not adjacent. So in book we have given one figure here angle 1 and angle 2. So this figure 4, in this figure 4, angle 1 and angle 2 are not adjacent. Okay, not adjacent. Now see for fifth figure. Now see, angle 1 and this is angle 2. See, they are placed next to each other. Their interiors are different. They have common arm. Their non-common arm on the either side. Okay, so this angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent. Okay, now see question number 2. In the figure 5.10, are the following adjacent angles? Means we have to check angle AOB, and angle BOC and angle BOC. Okay, so check whether these two angles are adjacent or not. So see, they have a common vertex. These two angles have common vertex. They are placed next to each other. their interiors are different, separate. Okay, they have one common arm, their non-common arms are on either side. Okay, so here is these two angles are adjacent. Now see BOD and BOC. So what is BOD? BOD. So this is BOD. Okay, I will extend this. This is BOD. And what is BOC? BOC. Okay, so I will write here. Now let us consider these two angles, one and this two. Now you can observe, you have discussed in that figure. See, these two angles are not placed next to each other, they are included. Okay, angle BOC is included in angle BOD, so these two angles are not adjacent. And why these two angles are not adjacent? Write a reason. Justify your answer means write a reason. They are not placed next to each other. Okay, now see the second, that is linear pair. When we say the two angles are in linear pair, okay, so first of all, a pair of adjacent angle means they must have adjacent angles. Okay, so see here, angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent. By previous discussion you can directly say that angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent. See, they are placed next to each other, they have common vertex. Okay, their interiors are separate. So angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent. Okay, first of all they are adjacent, but here they are non-common arms. See, this is a common arm of these two angles and these two are non-common arms, and that non-common arms forms a straight line. Non-common arms forms a straight line, or that non-common sides are opposite rays. See, these are opposite ray. Okay, see, a linear pair is a pair of adjacent angle whose non-common sides are opposite rays, or whose non-common sides forms a straight line. Whose non-common sides forms a straight line. So see here, angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angle and its non-common arms forms a straight line or opposite rays. Okay, so here angle 1, then we say that angle 1 and angle 2 are in linear pair. Angle 1 and angle 2 forms a linear pair. So what is our first condition? When we say two angles are in linear pair, first of all they must be adjacent. Adjacent means placed next to each other. And what is the second condition is that their non-common sides are opposite rays, or their non-common side must forms a straight line. So see here, angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent and these are the non-common arms, forms a straight line. So therefore angle 1, it satisfies two conditions, therefore angle 1 and angle 2 are in linear pair. But see in this figure, and first condition is satisfied here. Angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent. Okay, they are placed next to each other. Okay, they are adjacent, but see, non-common sides. So these two are non-common sides. These two are non-common sides. Now see whether this non-common side does not form a straight line. These non-common sides does not form a straight line, or these non-common side are not opposite rays. So therefore in this figure, angle 1 and angle 2 are not in a linear pair, so they don't form a linear pair. So see what is the condition. There are two conditions. They must be adjacent. Adjacent means placed next to each other, and non-common sides forms a straight line. So while a linear pair, you always see this type of figure. Okay, there always a straight line between okay, means you can see figure like this also. Okay, means for a linear pair you can always see this type of figures. Okay, so what we have discussed, a linear, when we say the two angles are in linear pair, when we say the two angles are in linear pair, first of all it is pair of adjacent. First of all it must be pair of adjacent, and second, the non-common arms forms a straight line. Non-common arms forms a straight line. And see, in real life also you can observe the example of linear pair. See, a vegetable chopping board. So see, this is a vegetable chopping board. You know, this is a chopping blade, and this is a board. Now see here, two angles are formed, angle 1 and this is angle 2, and this is a vegetable chopping board. Now you can observe that these two angles are placed next to each other, okay, and their non-common arms forms a straight line. Okay, so in vegetable chopping board, two angles forms a linear pair. Also see this, a pen stand. If we put pen in a stand, you can observe that the two angles are formed. Okay, and this is a side. Okay, so see here, these two angles form. They are placed next, means first of all they are adjacent, means placed next to each other. This is a common arm, and this is that non-common arms forms a straight line. Okay, forms a straight line. So therefore, in pen stand you observe angles are in linear pair. Okay, so these are real life examples about the linear pair. Okay, now when we observe the two lines are in linear pair, their non-common arms must form their non-common arms must form a straight line, and we know the angle formed by the straight line is of 180 degree. You know angle formed by the straight line is 180 degree. So here sum of measure of angle 1 and angle 2 is 180 degree. So see properties about the angles in linear pair. So see, if the angles are in linear pair, then their sum is always 180. If the angles are in linear pair, then their sum is always 180. And we know if the sum is 180, then they are supplementary. So angles in linear pair are always supplementary, because sum of measures of angles in linear pair is always 180, and we know if the sum of measures of two angles is 180, then they are supplementary. So angles in linear pair are always supplementary, and sum of measures of angles in linear pair are always 180. So remember these two properties about linear pair. If the two angles are in linear pair, then their sum is 180, or if the angles are in linear pair, then they are always supplementary. Okay, now see that four figures given in the book. So see, check which of the following pairs of angles form a linear pair. Okay, so see, we know if the angles are in linear pair, their sum must be 180. Okay, so see here, 140 plus 40 gives you 180. Okay, so this pair can makes a linear pair, means see here, by these two pair makes a linear pair, means what? See here, by these two pair we can draw a diagram. See here, this is of 140, this is of 140 degree, and this 40 degree you can adjust here. Okay, see here, this is 140 and you adjust this 40 degree here. Okay, means this pair of angles forms a linear pair. You can observe 40 plus 140 is 180. You can observe by this figure. These two pair of angles forms a linear pair. Okay, now see this. Here 60 plus 60 gives you 120. So we can't form a linear pair. Here 90 plus 80 gives you 170. So here also we can't form a linear pair. Now see here, 115 plus 65. So 115 plus 65 gives you 180. So here this pair forms a linear pair. So figure 1 and figure 2 forms a linear pair. So the angles, pair of supplementary angles forms a linear pair. What is our third observation? Pair of supplementary angles forms a linear pair. So here see, here this is a pair of supplementary, 140 plus 40 is 180, 115 plus 65 180. So these are pair of supplementary angles, and pair of supplementary angles always form a linear pair. Okay, now let us move toward the next point, that is vertically opposite angles. Now see this figure. When the two pencils are tied with the help of rubber, when two pencils are tied with the help of rubber band, so you can observe that at the middle, when two pencils are tied by the rubber band at the middle, you can observe that four angles are formed there. One, two, three, four. Four angles are formed there. Okay. Now see, angle 1 is opposite to angle 3. Here angle 2 is opposite to angle 3, exact opposite. Okay, angle 1 is exact opposite to angle 3, vertically opposite. Angle 2 is also vertically opposite to angle 4. So see here, angle 1 is vertically opposite to angle 3 and angle 2 is vertically opposite to angle 4. So we call angle 1 and angle 3 pair of vertically opposite angles. Angle 1 and angle 3 is a pair of vertically opposite angles, and angle 2 and angle 4 is also a pair of vertically opposite angles. Okay, see these figures also. That these are real life examples for vertically opposite angles. So you can observe this is a cutter. Okay, so here we observe there are four angles are formed. So okay, so these are vertically opposite angles. So see, in this also there are four angles are formed. So these two are vertically opposite, these two are vertically opposite. In this figure also we observe the four angles are formed. Okay, and these two angles are vertically opposite, these two angles are vertically opposite. Okay, now you have understood which angles are said to be vertically opposite and how they form. If the two lines are intersecting, if the two lines are intersect, then vertically opposite angles are formed. See here, two lines are intersect, vertically opposite angles are formed. Two lines are intersect, vertically opposite angles are formed. Two lines are intersect, vertically opposite angles are formed. Okay, so here angle 1 and angle 3 are vertically opposite, angle 2 and angle 4 are vertically opposite. Okay, so angle 1 and angle 3 is a pair of vertically opposite angle, angle 2 and angle 4 is also a pair of vertically opposite angle. Now let us see the property about the vertically opposite angles. Okay, so as we know, when two lines are intersects, four angles are formed. Angle 1, 2, 3, 4, and out of this, angle 1 and angle 3 are vertically opposite angles, and angle 2 and angle 4, angle 2 and angle 4 are also vertically opposite angles. Now we have to see properties about vertically opposite angles. Okay, so see, you observe here, this is a straight line, this is angle 1, this is angle 2. You observe that by previous discussion, angle 1 and angle 2, angle 1 and angle 2 are in forms a linear pair. See here, angle 1 and angle 2 forms a linear pair. You observe that this is a straight line, and angle 1 and angle 2 forms a linear pair. So see here, from figure what you observe, angle 1 and angle 2 forms a linear pair, and we know if the angles are in linear pair, their sum is 180. Okay, now observe that this is a straight line. Okay, now here angle 2 and angle 3 are also in linear pair. Okay, from figure, angle 2 and angle 3 also forms a linear pair. Okay, so what we can write, if angles are in linear pair, their sum is 180. Okay, now see, apply the properties of simple equation. Okay, So see here, this is 180, this is 180. So RHS, this is RHS of first equation, and this is RHS of second equation. Their RHS, as their RHS are same, their LHS also be same. So therefore, angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to angle 2 plus angle 3. Their LHS are also same. Now see here, angle 2 and angle 2 are same quantity on both sides, so we can remove it. Now what we can do, transpose angle 2 on RHS. So what we will get, angle 1 remains here, here angle 2 plus angle 3 as it is. When we transpose angle 2 on RHS, its sign get changed. Okay, now see, angle 1 is equal to, here angle 2 minus angle 2 get cancelled, what remains, angle 3. So by observe, what we will get here, angle 1 is equal to angle 3 means what, these two are equal angles, angle 1 and angle 3 are equal. So see, angle 1 and angle 3 are vertically opposite angles, so we get conclusion that, what conclusion we get here, vertically opposite angles are always equal means they have same measure. So see here, we have proved it, angle 1 and angle 3 are opposite angles and they are equal. So vertically opposite angles are always equal. You can prove about 2 and 4 also. Okay, see here, 2 and 3 are in linear pair. You can observe 2 and 3 are in linear pair. So we can write here, angle 2 plus angle 3 is equal to 180. Okay, now see here, 3 and 4 are also in linear pair. So therefore angle 3 plus angle 4 is equal to 180. We know if the angles are in linear pair, their sum is 180. Now their RHS are same, so therefore LHS are also same. Now here angle 3, they are same quantity on both sides, so we transpose this plus angle 3 on RHS, it get minus. Okay, so here angle 2, this are same quantity get cancelled, what remain, angle 4. So here what we will get, angle 2 is equal to angle 4. See here, angle 2 is angle 4 and these are vertically opposite. So by this discussion we get very important property about vertically opposite angle is that, when two lines intersect, the vertically opposite angles so formed are equal. See here, when two lines intersects, here line L and line M are intersect. Okay, and the vertically opposite angles form, that is angle 1, angle 3 and angle 2 and angle 4. So vertically opposite angles form are equal. So here angle 1 is equal to angle 3 and angle 2 is equal to angle 4. Okay, so remember this property about vertically opposite angles. Okay, now see this example. Here in the given figure, we have given this figure. Here two lines are intersect, four angles are formed, 1 2 3 4. Now see, in the given figure, if angle 1 is equal to 30 degree, means they have given measure of angle 1. Measure of angle 1 is 30 degree. Then find measure of angle 2, measure of angle 3. So see here, angle 3 is vertically opposite to angle 1. So we know vertically opposite angles are equal. So measure of angle is 30 degree. So therefore measure of angle 3 is also 30 degree, because we know opposite angles are equal. So here 1 and 3 are opposite angles. We have given measure of angle 1 is 30 degree. So therefore measure of angle 3 is also 30 degree. Now here we have find value of this. Now angle 2. So here see, angle 2. So we don't have given this angle. So we have to use another property. So see here, this is a straight line. You observe that an angle 1 and angle 2 are in linear pair, and we know if the angles are in linear pair, their sum is 180, and one of the angle is of 30 degrees, so angle 2 is must of 150 degree. Okay, because 150 plus 30 is 180. So here angle 1 is of 30 degree, so angle 2 is must be of 150 degree, because angle 1 and angle 2 are in linear pair, and when we say the two angles are in linear pair, their sum is 180. So angle 1 is of 30 degree, so therefore angle 2 is must be of 150 degree. Okay, so as like this you can solve the examples based on vertically opposite angles. Okay, thank you.